Hey, so this is what we gonna do, man. This is what we gonna do. We about to get it going, man. This is everybody's right. To my left,
Shaheed. To my right,
Steve. We about to lock in, y'all. So before we get all the way locked in, we're gonna start here. Every single episode moving forward, we're gonna make sure we shout out a black-owned business. And this session's black-owned business is from our dear friend Pilar. Her Instagram is Wish You Would Creations, and that shit is dope, like super dope. Her concept is amazing. Basically, all she's doing is she's creating.
I'll say all she's doing, bro.
You're right. What she's doing is she's creating. Appreciate that. She's creating an environment where she's creating like clubhouses for little kids, like out of wood, of course. And she's doing it by herself. She's locking in. She's loaded. Also, we want to give a shout out to It's Bigger Than Us. They have an event tomorrow, November 13th. Details coming soon. I'm not really sure on the complete details, but our good friend Tyrone is leading the charge in that.
Salute to Tyrone.
Salute to Tyrone. Any black-owned businesses you want to shout out, my good brother?
I forgot the name of it, but we got a Sasha Ray. She just opened up a coffee and tea truck in New Orleans.
Okay. Salute to Sash.
I want to say Park Island. Put in Park Island and it'll pop up. Park Island Brewery or something like that, or coffee or something like that.
That's that.
Sasha Ray though.
We definitely went to high school with Sasha Ray. Salute to Sasha Ray. Salute to people. Salute to the viewership, man. Y'all just missed our shout out for the week, or our shout out for this session, for this particular episode. What episode is this, bro? We gotta start keeping count.
We on 17.
37.
37. Let's roll with that. We on episode 37, straight up. Now, here we go. So before we get into what we talking about today, we're gonna do something else too, man, right? First off, rest in peace to King Von. Salute to King Von. I wasn't really a fan of his music. I didn't really listen to his music, if I'm being quite honest. But I will say this. I think it's important for us to be able to create a space where we allow our loved ones to be vulnerable, whatever that vulnerability might look like. You know what I'm saying? So with that, salute Claudia. And so with that being said, I also think it's important to make sure you're loving your loved ones while they're here. And I know that's something that's always said. But I want to really emphasize like making sure you're loving your loved ones while they're here. I know sometimes we fall victim to taking people for granted. I know sometimes we fall victim to allowing them to take us for granted. But what I really want to hone in on for this particular, like for this few minutes, it's like, yo, love your loved ones. Let them love you. Let them feel you. Tell them you love them. Hey, I love you, bro. Real shit. I love you. You my brother. Real talk, man. Hey, Denzel, I love you, bro. Real shit. And I know it sounds weird, right? Like men telling their friends that they love them is like a weird thing. People saying that they love
you actually like normalize that for me.
I'm trying to, bro. That's like been like a goal of mine. That sounds like a really weird goal, but it is what it is. It's been a goal of mine to like, yo, I'm a
men being comfortable telling each other you love them without it like being weird, and you know what I mean? Like,
give love,
you normalize that.
Give hugs. You know what I'm saying? Because you just never really know, bro. And I hate that you just never really know. But it's greatness in never really knowing.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's oh.
God damn it! I did it again on accident. Hey, drop the likes, man. Drop the likes. You heard?
Yeah.
We in our bag. Real shit. And I know on the way here, I'm gonna do a pick up my good brother. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you want to speak on anything you got going on personally. I would never, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no. As most people know, I just lost my aunt last Sunday. Rest in peace to her.
Facts.
Appreciate all the love and support y'all been sending on that. But, in the spirit of her, I'm upbeat, I'm happy, and, we're going to keep on keeping on.
No, I didn't laugh at this. I didn't laugh at Shaheed. I laughed at Denzel because our friend, y'all don't be seeing what he's doing in the background, but this shit be funny because he gets a dog here and it's just like, it's shit going on, y'all, for real. But anyway, yes, normalizing love, normalizing creating a space to be vulnerable, right? And even to my good sisters out there, normalize a space to be vulnerable with your homegirls. Normalize that space because you never really know which homegirl is going to need that type of love, whether it be from you, whether it be from another party in your group. You never really know. Now, anything you want to shed light on before we get to it, bro? Because we about to get to it.
Let's get to it.
God damn it. So, hey, I'm excited, right? Because I know, here we go. So I know, right, a lot of things happen, right? I know shit be going on, and I know it's not often where men really salute our black women. Not like every now and again shit get mentioned along with when it's accompanied with saluting the black men or the black man. But what I want to do is, I want to salute black women, bro. How you feel about that?
I'm always in support of that.
Hell yeah. So, what was your first introduction to black love, bro? To a black woman loving you. First introduction to it. We about to get to it, bro.
Outside of like the love I received from my mom.
That's where you want to take it. However you want to take it, King.
Well, yeah. First, it was definitely the love I received from my mom, but just really like you don't realize it as a kid,
Mm-hmm.
but as you grow up as an adult, you think back on all the memories and all just the elderly women that looked out for you and the ones that like disciplined you, because like we don't like to. That's love. Discipline is
Facts.
love.
100%.
Setting boundaries is love.
100%.
Like, you know what I mean? You know, letting you not make a fool of yourself is love. You know, so it started early for me. Like my mom's friends, like my aunt, rest her soul. Just like just creating that environment where I could be me, where I could be like who I am, where I could fuck up, I could make my mistakes, but I didn't. You know, I wasn't judged for it. I wasn't. You know what I mean? I was able to show my face again. Like I wasn't put to shame for it and things like that. But yeah, that's definitely what was one of my first experiences. And in turn, it allowed me to, like I've never, and I truly look at this as a blessing. I never had that phase. I think you might not have had this. I doubt you have. But we as black men, we have that point in our life where the black woman is the enemy. I'm glad I've never had that. You know, I've had differences with black women, but it never was black women, like as a whole. So, you know, and that was from the love that I received from black women growing up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, that's interesting you say that. That's interesting because even within my introduction, I've always had a woman, which is my mom. She's always been really, really patient. And I think we use the word patience to make it fit our narrative, whatever that narrative might be at the time. But when I say patient, my mom has caught me doing some things. I don't really want to speak on what I was caught doing, but I was bugging, bro. But she allowed me to grow within that. She never mentioned it.
Bro, I got caught in my mom's bed.
Doing what? With like
not doing, but I was in my mom's bed with a woman.
Nah, I'm gonna just speak on it because I can be transparent. I can live in my truth. I can do that.
Careful.
I can live in it. So as young men, you start. Yeah. All right. Okay. I think y'all can pick it up what I'm putting down, but I'm gonna leave it right there though. I'm gonna leave it right there where I put it down there. Y'all can pick it up and put it in your pocket if you want. But in all seriousness, patience is what I truly learned. I had an older sister that was extremely patient. That was just an extremely patient human being. And in the midst of their patience, salute Queen Blizzy Blake one time. In the midst of their patience, they allowed me to grow. Similar to what you were saying. It's that growth that we need that we don't really understand. We growing in the process. Right. But now at 32, I look back and I'm like, yo, I appreciate those conversations I was able to have with her. I appreciate those conversations I appreciate the light she was able to share, regardless of how I felt about whatever it was she talked about. And now at 32, I'm able to step into a different type of greatness. You know what I'm saying? I'm able to, now granted, I still get a little impatient at times, but I'm able to think back on, okay, this is what that black woman, I want to emphasize black woman, right? And the reason I want to emphasize it is because it's not emphasized enough, if I'm being honest. We emphasizing black woman today, and we shining our light on it because y'all are amazing, like real shit. And I think we don't really understand how amazing y'all are because oftentimes it's associated with the amount of stress that they deal with, or oftentimes it's associated.
It's like supposed to be a given in a way. Like we take it for granted so much. Like this is what you're supposed to do.
Right.
Like I tell people all the time. Like I heard somebody make the comment about how telling a black woman she's strong is not a compliment.
Right. Right.
But when I really look at it, and you look at just us as human beings overall, the black woman, if every human being had to endure whatever it is, mental abuse, physical, anything you could think of, you throw any storm at anybody, black men, black women, white women, Asian, Hispanic, whatever.
Get to it.
The black woman is going to be the last one standing.
Facts.
Because she can take on, she's just built that like that.
Right.
She just built different.
Like you said, a different type of
yeah,
life.
it's just, but in turn,
Yep.
we take that for granted.
We as in black men, or we as in a society?
As a society. Black men more specifically,
Facts.
we take that for granted, so we feel like we just pour on and pour on and pour on and never take time to, you know what, like, let me
check
ease
on
up.
my queen.
Yeah, let me
How you
ease up.
doing?
You know what I mean? Like, because in how black women can endure so much, black men can exert so much. Like, we have the power to exert an infinite amount of force on the world, on people, on life itself, and we might not even be trying to. Sometimes we got to check ourselves, like, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of people have told me, like, about my presence and, like, how I can, like, control a room and you, like, I'm not even doing nothing. So it's just like, if I have that capability, if I have that power, imagine when I'm actually trying to exert onto something or onto someone. So, I know, like, being mindful of that, it makes you think, like, damn, I might have to ease up with my tongue, how I talk to people, how I, you know what I mean, just the energy I give off, etc. Because, you know what I mean, like, we have certain powers that we don't even know that we possess.
Speaking of those certain powers, I want to acknowledge a certain type of power that I think women have, but specifically black women. It's resiliency. They're just extremely resilient. And the reason why I'm using that word is because, and I know you alluded to a particular individual in your life, like, yo, why do I gotta deal? Why is the amount of stress I'm dealing with my superpower? And I think that I hate that like that's a normal thing. Like women deal with this, or black women deal with this, so this is what creates their abundance of superpower. But yo, it's the resilience, man. It's the amount of just creativity that they possess.
Right.
Because I've had some fortunate situations. I've been able to be a part of some really creative people that have helped my creative mind. Not people, really creative women that have helped my creative mind in ways that I never thought were possible, because I didn't open myself up for that, because I would always close myself off. So, yo, this is what the black woman is supposed to endure.
Right.
But instead, hey, yo, I want to encourage my black kings, man. You with your woman right now, give that woman a hug, man. Give her a kiss on that forehead or a cheek. Rub her chin. You know what I mean? Hey, that rubbing of the chin is a real thing.
Yeah.
Sounds a little weird, but it's a real thing. It's the amount of affection that's what I'm talking about too. The amount of affection we gotta start showing our black women as well. And not only is that affection gonna help her, it's gonna help you, King. Open yourself up. Be more vulnerable. Be more vulnerable. Tell that woman you love her. Make that woman feel your presence without you even having to be there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so I appreciate the lights coming in. Make sure y'all keep them lights coming, man. Make sure y'all keep them lights coming. But we ain't done talking about our black queens. Now, when we talking about our black queens, what is one thing or two things or three things or four that you just point to and be like, man, that's why she is who she is? Whether it be your mom, whether it be a significant other, whoever that woman you want to highlight is, you don't gotta give no name. But what one to three things like, yo, that's why she is who she is.
Man, I can go all day on that.
That's why I love it. You can go all freaking day. Sorry,
man. You know,
got excited.
In my younger years, like when I was really out here, just woman after woman after woman, just, you know, sharing myself physically with so many different women, I noticed that even with black women that I wasn't even like in tune with on an emotional level, on a mental level, it was just solely physical. Whereas I might have been in tune with a non-black woman on a deeper level or whatever. Black women just carry a certain electricity to them. Yeah. Like when you touch them.
Yo, we live! We live! Yo, continue, bro. fuck.
Like when you touch them, you can feel it.
Facts.
Like you can feel like you can feel that life shock in your body. To where it was just like for me, when I really grew up and matured and started to discipline myself, it was because of that. It was because I was just like you could touch a black woman and the hair on my this arm would
Yeah, you can't even get it out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was just like, okay,
Facts.
this is me. This is it. This is it for me. I boom, that's it. Now you gotta figure out, you know, how you gonna channel this into a particular woman, etc. But I think that for me was one of my greatest experiences in life when I was able to like really like, because once you know, we've been there, you deal with a certain amount of women and it just get old. Like, yo, what am I doing? Like, and then it's
treadmill
like,
effect, as my dad would say. It's a treadmill effect.
yeah. And then it gets to a point where you lock in, like, and it's like, oh, okay. And then it just becomes like second nature. You know what I mean? You know, you like I said, you got a few men that struggle, that they have this like internal struggle, external struggle with black women, and I can't relate. Like, you know, I've never had that in my life, to where it's just like I'm looking at dudes like, yo, it's lit over here. Like,
super duper lit.
It's lit over here.
Facts. And I think you know, to piggyback along what you were saying, I think that the presence of the women we're talking about, which is black women, in case you guys haven't figured it out yet, the presence of a black woman is one that it's like it's forever present. Even when I'm by myself, I can feel the presence of a black woman, regardless of I don't know, bro. I don't really know how to explain it, but I
feel you.
I think the reason I can feel it is because I think I've been able to be in tune and stay in tune. I think it's one thing to be in tune, it's another thing to stay in tune. It's another thing to stay there. I appreciate that. Salute, yo. Hey, Shamika, man, salute, Queen. Real talk. Hey, but I think as we continue to dive into this topic, that we can talk about, and I love that we can talk about it all day, every day. I think one to three things that I'm just forever gonna be grateful for a black woman is, I've already said patience, so I'm gonna say that again. It's understanding, right? Because
hold on. It's not easy though.
Facts.
Like you gotta find your groove, you gotta find your rhythm. But once you hit it, you find that stride. It's like,
shake my hand, King.
It's like
shake my hand, King.
But
man.
Also, it's just like I understand why certain men can't. It ain't built for everybody. Like it ain't. You just may not be built for that.
How important?
You know
okay, we're gonna get into something a little touchy. How important do you think it is? Now, this is not, granted, y'all, this is all perspective, man. That's it. All perspective. We don't want to offend nobody, but I'm going there. I ain't trying to offend nobody, but I'm about to ask my brother a question.
She made a great point. She said that's because the black man is birthed from our wombs. We are forever connected. Some are lost and become untethered. That's it. That's a great point.
Thanks, Queen. Yeah, share that insight, man.
She said untethered, bro.
Hey, what that mean, though? What that mean, yo? Hey, I'm trying to be untethered, bro.
No, you're not.
I mean, I'm not trying to be. Sorry. Moving on. All right. So how important? Yeah, we good. What up, Big Mike? What up, Mike?
Mike, what it is?
All right. So, how important do you think it is, right, for black men to stay connected to black women? And I'm not saying when I say stay connected, I know, bro, but I'm not saying be with one, even though I highly encourage and recommend. I'm not saying that's what you got to do. I'm just saying connected, though.
Bro,
you can't be connected if you're not with one.
You can't.
You
can't be complete. You can't be complete.
Yeah.
It's like.
I'm with a black woman, by the way. I'm not asking. I wasn't saying that because I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying for those
no
that
disrespect,
may or may not.
no disrespect to anybody that's not, man. You know, to each his own.
Yeah.
But
that's just not my own.
You just can't reach. I can't be Shaheed to his best ability without that connection, without that plug-in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I got my mom, I got my sisters, but that you need that next connection, that
different
final
type of
plug.
intimacy.
Yeah, that final plug, and you feel it.
Yeah.
You feel that. Hey, I got an analogy, bro.
It might be good, bro. You know what? As your friend, bro, you like analogies.
They might not know too much about cars and spark plugs though, but like if you ever been driving a car and all your spark plugs ain't in, the car don't go, it don't get up, it don't no. All right, let's move on.
Hell no, bro. What? No, I was opening my mind to the analogy. They might not know. You didn't even know much about cars.
I do, bro.
All right, cool.
Whatever, go ahead.
Let's do what we was doing. Yeah. All right. So, I don't know if you gotta start giving analogy one episode. You gotta start giving one to see if they get better because the
analogy book.
And that's lit though, for real. Hey, that's lit, bro, for real. That's lit. All right. So speaking of books, man, we'll get it. I'll shout my book out later. All right. So we talking about black women. If you just now joined the chat. What's up, Chloe? Salute to you, Queen. We talking about black women and we talking about why our love for them and how infinite it is and why it's always gonna be infinite. Why it's always going to be abundant. It's always going to be abundant because, like she said, we come from them. It's like, damn, that was good. Why not think of that? Like, you ever just heard some shit and be like, fuck, why did my mind take me there?
Hey, it came from a black woman, bro.
God damn it! Yo, it's about the way shit tying in. No matter how you try to, no matter how far you may stray from it, no matter how far you may stray from a black woman, at some point you're gonna find your way back, regardless of what capacity it's in. And I think that goes to show, and that goes to highlight just the. Go ahead, bro.
Hey, we can put it to bed on that, bro. What we got next, bro?
Fuck, man. All right, just real quick, man. This has nothing to do with nothing, right? But okay, I'm driving over here, right? And I hate when people put their blinker on too late. Okay, let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. So if you making a left, right? You making a left-hand turn, but the signal doesn't give you the option doesn't give like a green arrow. You gotta just turn when there's no cars coming. Yeah. If it's a lot of traffic, do not turn your blinker on late. Give me an opportunity to like. Yeah. Fuck, if you that driver, I ain't gonna say you burnt out. But you burnt out, straight up. Yeah, let's talk about some of the lingo. Huh? Nah, I did, bro, because that shit was irritating me. It happened like 5 times on the way to get you, bro. But, hey, let's talk about some of the lingo we used to use back in the day. Let's do that. When I said burnt out, what was some of your favorite lingo from high school? You got something, Zell?
Let me get a hot.
Let me get a hot! Let me get a hot! All right, so look, hey, for those of us...
Yeah, hot. Yeah.
For those of us that may not be from the West Coast, salute to my coast, you know what I mean? Hey, let me get a hot is like $1, you know what I mean? That was good one, Zell. Hey, what?
Damn, what was it? What was some of the stuff that I used to use? Like, it was so much.
It was like
because I've noticed certain things coming back.
Right, like these little youngsters.
I was having a debate. Like, people were swearing no cap came from like
Atlanta.
Yeah, I'm like,
I heard my boy Anthony when I was in 9th grade say that, and I was 9th grade in 2002. Robert Brother is the first person I heard use it.
We used to say it all the time, like that's cap, and then to defend, it's like no cap, like, but.
Damn, I can't think. I asked that question, bro, and I can't even really think of it.
It's a lot. It's a lot though.
Fuck. What up, D Blair? Salute, King.
D Bleezy.
Hey, but back to vulnerable and creating a space to be vulnerable, right? I think salute to my brothers. We went to go to basketball a couple of weekends ago, and we had some great dialogue in the car, right? We just had some really good dialogue where we were able to create a space to where now there's levels to creating vulnerable, right? Slide me one. Indeed, Queen.
Where's she from?
She from where she from, King. We ain't never used that. Nah, she from Houston. All right, so best friend. Yo, Mike. Salute, King. Thank you, bro. Hey, thank you. All right, so you ever had? Hey, I used to want girls to say that to me when I was like in high school, but it didn't happen to me until late.
I didn't have one.
You always had a girlfriend, but I'm saying like your girlfriend was your best friend. But I'm talking about I used to want a best friend. Like I used to want to hear like best friend. I never was able to hear it, bro. Ever until I got to 12th grade, then I got like a little bit more lit, as you know. But anyway, okay, back to creating that space to be vulnerable, right? When was the last time you opened yourself up to be, you know, I'm just going full transparency, I'm going?
Man, I think when my aunt just recently passed, like I was just really letting people know, like, yo, this is how I'm feeling. I'm not even gonna try to act like I'm.
Were you mad?
Was I mad? Nah, it was just an emptiness. Like, damn, like, cause you just didn't, when you don't see something coming, like no illnesses, no, like, and it was just like, God damn, you know what I mean? Like, and for like 2 days, I felt like I'm gonna wake up from this dream, or they gonna call like, oh, they made a mistake, or she woke up. It was just like, so that was really heavy, like, you know what I mean? Like, but I was able to communicate and have some conversations with people, like where I really just opened up, and it was good for me to see other people around me, that, cause she was like the rock of our, you know, she was literally like the energy of the family. So to this one, it wasn't no like, oh yeah, I'm okay. It's like, nah, we fucked up. Like, you know, this is, you know what I mean? Like, so yeah, I say just, you know, the past week or so.
Hey, I appreciate you highlighting that. You know what I'm saying? You fucked up, right? And as your brother, I'm gonna try to help unfuck you up, bro. In regardless of what that may take, or what that process may look like. Just know I'm here for you, bro. Real shit. And I think as we continue to go through this journey, it's important to be able to, when we hit those speed bumps and those rough patches, it's important to be able to look at somebody like, yo, hey, I know if I call this person, hey man, he might not have nothing to say, or she might not have nothing to say, but at least they'll hear me out. And I got those people in my life. You know what I'm saying? You were one of them. Giselle's one of them. My girl is one of them. She might not have nothing. She always got something to say, just for the record. Love you. I love you to death. Yo, she always got something to say, which is a beautiful thing, because even though we think we may not want to hear something, somebody's perspective and somebody's insight may provide you a different type of security that you may not know you may have needed. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate you, Queen. Thank you.
Indeed. Ancestor Games. Hey, I like her, man. I like her. I think
She's been cooking all night
in her biggity bag. You know what I mean? Drop the bags in the chat, man. Hey, keep the likes coming. Y'all got to keep the likes coming, because what the likes do is they gonna help. Thank you. They gonna help us get like sponsorships, right? So now, there we go. Appreciate the likes. Hit the like. There we go. So back to being vulnerable, right? I ain't getting off of that, bro, because I think it's important for us to be able to do it, and for us to be able to create a space to where, like you said, we normalize that shit, right? So I'm gonna be vulnerable right now, because you're my brother. Salute, Jason, my dog, man. Salute, King. Jason. So here we go. I realized a couple of days ago, as I was writing my book, right? I realized that I gotta be able to acknowledge my greatness, bro. Like, I gotta be able to acknowledge it and not like be hesitant about it. You know what I'm saying? Right. And so, in the midst of me acknowledging my greatness, I'm like, yo, I gotta encourage my brothers to acknowledge their greatness. And if they need me to acknowledge it first, I'm gonna do that. So here I go. Hey, I'm acknowledging your greatness, bro, because since I've known you, you haven't changed who you were at your core, bro. You haven't changed what you represent as a man before anything. And that's something I look up to, because I have those moments where I lie to myself. I have those moments where I don't really know, even though I know certain things, I don't acknowledge it because it's just easier not to. For example, the whole in love thing, right? I think I was lying to myself because I was scared and I was being a coward. Right. You know what I mean? And I think in those moments of scarcity and me being a coward, the universe said, hey, yo, man, stop playing yourself. Stop playing yourself and allow this woman to be great. Allow her to provide you a space of opportunity. If this is just real shit, allow her to provide you a space of opportunity, regardless of what you think that opportunity might be. And I think with my friend Denzel over there, Denzel's a very interesting person, because I think he's emotionally constant, right? And it's really interesting, because
frustrate the hell out of you.
It's like, yo, how are you this? Why? How and why are you? Yeah. Nothing really moves you, bro. And I don't. It's like you said, it's very worrisome. But at the same time, I've learned to appreciate it.
Yeah, facts.
I came over the other day. He don't know why I came over. I came over the other day. Yo, I needed the energy, bro. I needed to be able to bounce off of my friend's energy, because I was feeling a way about, yo, man, I'm nervous about putting this book out. I don't know how people gonna perceive it. I don't know, like, yo, I'm scared of shit. Let me go holler at it. I didn't talk about my book at all.
Right.
But let me just go sit in his presence. Let me go feel that the consistency with his emotion.
Right.
And I salute you, King. Real talk. I salute you too, bro. We gonna let the interesting is an underestimate. Yeah, for sure. Not really sure what you're referring to, Queen, or King, but it's love for sure. So keep the lights coming. By the way, I love it. We love it. We like to see it. So now,
okay,
go ahead.
Like for you though, your greatness is like that positivity shit is not a game with you, bro. Like it's not.
Mm-hmm.
Like I be telling people, like, man, Steve, it's like, nah, this is literally the most positive person that I know.
I appreciate that.
Like, and that's not even like, and it's frustrating too at times because it's just like, hey, bro, but it's just like that's just who he is at his core. Like, you always gonna find a way. You gonna find the positive in anything. And you know me, it's just like I'm looking at people sideways. I'm like, and it's just like, hey, bro, and it's just like. It could be a situation that neither one of us is in, but I might want to be in it, but I pay attention to how what Steve want to do, and it's just like, all right, I'm gonna follow suit.
That's love, King.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's one thing, and ditto to what you said on Denzel, and that's like when you guys, you know, when you guys were the first people that I shared the news with when I lost my aunt, like, and you know, everybody asked me what I need. That's why I just said, like, hey, just continue being who you are. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because that's what's gotten me through to this point. And that's what's going to keep me afloat. You know what I mean?
I think, you know, it's interesting you say that. I think when certain tribulations take place, we look for whoever it's happening to need something differently than they've already received.
Right.
And
I didn't want that. Like, still talk, shoot the jokes, still, you know what I mean? Crack with me, do all that. Just keep it, don't change. You know what I mean?
So I think it's important to be able to understand what your friends may or may not need because both are important, right? So for this example, my good brother said he needed us to continue being the same individuals we've been, and I think it's important to be able to understand what your friend might need. You know what I'm saying? Or what your loved one might need.
For example, like I would have been uncomfortable. If, say, Denzel started getting, like, super, like, in touch with the feelings and emotions, it's just like, if you don't know him, you would think he's insensitive or whatever, but this is like, nah, he's, like, that was the best description I've heard on that. He's emotionally constant.
100%.
Like, you know what I mean?
100%. And man, and I envy that, man. And I could be honest with myself and with you. Mm-hmm. And yo, with certain qualities that I see my loved ones have, it's like, yo, how can I step into that? Mm-hmm. How can I be a well-rounded man and not just focus on the positivity, not just focus on being able to see the silver lining and everything? How can I be more balanced as an individual? And I'm working on it, bro. I'm trying to be as balanced as I possibly can be. And I'm not doing it for nobody but me, bro. Right. And where in the past it'd be for other people, it'd be for y'all. I gotta do this for my little sister. I gotta be this way for my little brother. Nah, I'm gonna do it for me. Mm-hmm. And then in turn, maybe they can draw some inspiration from it. You know what I'm saying? And yo, man, we could. Hey, man, look, man. I think the more we talk about who we are as individuals, the more. This is one thing I don't like about myself, though. I'm gonna get into it, right? This is like therapy, y'all, for real. I'm gonna talk about what I don't like about myself. I don't like when it's at certain points in time, I try to create a different perspective just to argue. You know what I'm saying? Or just to like see how the other person is gonna perceive it. When the other person might be saying something I completely agree with, and I'll like go the opposite just because. I gotta stop doing that, and I'm working on that. I'm working on it, and I ain't about to just say I'm about to not do it no more. Because sometimes I could be a bit cynical, but I'm working on that for real, man. What are some things you working on as a man, bro?
Me, man, I stand on my whatever too much.
Okay.
It's just like, yo, you can bend a little bit. You know what I mean? Like it's just like I'm not bending on the smallest things because it's just like, yo, this is like you say, this is who I am to my core.
Yeah.
But it's just like, yo, sometimes you gotta bend because the person you're interacting with ain't where you at right now. You know what I mean? And and you can get them to that point to where now you don't have to bend for them. You know what I mean? So I think that's something that I'm definitely gonna be more cognizant of is you can bend a little bit.
You can bend a little bit.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kane. Appreciate that, Queen. Salute.
Because like when you don't bend, you stay stiff. That right amount of pressure will break you. Mm-hmm.
And when you, that was an analogy. Thanks for not announcing that it was an analogy. But I see what you did there, and that was a good one. That was a good one. That was a good one. As people keep flooding in, man, y'all keep them lights coming, man. So, okay. We ain't going nowhere. So, I think as we continue to open ourselves up for improvement, right? Because I'm open. Hey, man, I'm not just going to continue to talk about how open I am. You guys are going to see it in my actions. You guys are going to see it in my mannerisms, how I'm moving, who I'm moving with. I'm open to improvement. Because as individuals, I think we get to a certain point, regardless of age, we get to a certain point and we don't think change is necessary.
Right.
We sit in who we've been for the past 10, 15 years, and it's like, yo, I don't want to be, let me not say what I don't want to be. I don't like talking like that. What I want to be is someone who's versatile and who can change and who doesn't mind changing. What is something or someone, or not what is something, how do you want to maneuver within what you just said, not being able to bend or being able to bend and be flexible? How do you as a man want to maneuver within that, my good brother?
For me, it's just like I don't know what I've missed out on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I'm so just, this is what it is.
That's a bar, bro.
I'm just,
that's
you know
a bar,
what I mean?
bro. Yeah.
It's just like,
hit the likes on that, man.
Going back to the now, it's like, yo, if you bend a little bit this way, a little bit that way, you'll give room for something to come in.
100%.
When you standing on this, you blocking whatever it is you blocking. It's no entry for certain things, and it's just like it's kind of lazy in a sense because I'm so strong and solid to the point where it's like I don't have to pay attention to is this good, is this bad. I'm just solid. It ain't, you know what I mean?
It just automatically bounce off.
So it's just like now if I'm bending, I gotta pay attention. Like, oh yeah, I don't want to, this can come in. Or
so
whatever.
you're saying you're more willing to give it a chance.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I want y'all to know I'm not asking my good brother these questions just for the fuck of it. I'm asking my good brother these questions so I can hold my good brother accountable for certain things that may or may not take place. Just like I would want my good friends to hold me accountable for certain things that may or may not take place. And I had a good conversation with an individual, and we were just having a conversation about not necessarily accountability, but more so what it looks like. How do I want you to hold me accountable, right? Because just because you tell me something that you're disagreeing with, this is how I want you to hold me accountable. If I say I'm gonna do something and you see me not doing it, yo, check me. Regardless of what we might be doing, how we might be doing it, yo, you said you was gonna do this, why aren't you doing it? And whatever tone you need to use for you, just get it off so that way I can internalize it and get back on my shit. Facts. For real. Hey, man. Those of us that are tuning in, if y'all got some questions, feel free to ask. You know what I'm saying? I'm not opposed to asking any questions, but we can talk about all type of shit all day. This is just what we do on a regular basis.
But put the question in the comment though. We can't get to the phone.
Facts. Put it in the question. I can read pretty good. He can read pretty good. So here we go. Holidays is here, bro. They coming. You know what I'm saying? I'm not as big. I'm gonna just be honest, bro. Holidays stress me out. You know what I'm saying? Because the person that brought me here is no longer here, so I always have a hard time. I'm always gonna have a hard time, and that's just real. But I think what my question is, what are some of my mom passed away, those of us that may not know. So anytime holidays come around, I see people with their mom. It's tough for me. It's rough. And sometimes I won't get emotional in the setting, but as I go home and I just start reflecting on it, it'll make me like a little like, Yeah. But I'm getting better, but it's still tough. Now, what are some of your memorable or favorite holiday experiences with your family or loved ones?
For me, like I kind of get that way. It's never gonna be to the extreme as you, but I get that way too as I grow older and remember how it was when I was a kid to how it is now, and it's just like, damn, like, and part of it, it's bittersweet because you look at my, like, when I was a kid, it was all the first cousins at our grandmother's house, but now as an adult, all the first cousins got their own.
They spread out.
Yeah, they doing their own thing now, and it's just like, and then you got like you know, the nieces and nephews, they going to this person's house and that person's house, and it's just like, damn, where, you know what I mean? Like, what happened? You know what I mean? That's one of that's one of the struggles for me, is just like, and then now with the loss of my aunt, I think the loss of my aunt though is going, I think that's going, because it's just like, we don't know what to do. Like, you know what I mean? So it's just like, we gotta, because we can't match, it's going to take all of us to match that energy that one person, you know what I mean, that brought to this family. So that's the silver lining in her transition, is I definitely think that we're going to be able to get that feel back to where, you know, the second cousins are getting to, you know each other on the level of like we had when we were first cousins. I'm definitely excited for that.
I think for me, man, honestly, man, like you said, man, it's the from young to where we are now and how much different it is.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to recreate a feeling. I'm not trying to recreate a time.
Yeah.
Fuck that. I am trying to recreate a feeling at a time. I'm trying to recreate it because it's like when I was younger,
it was just free, like just
it was fun and it was enjoyable. Yeah. Grandma would get on me, get on all of us. We doing shit we ain't supposed to be doing. But that was growth and that was development. But I think now, because I'm trying to set up a dinner with all my cousins, I'm trying. I'm gonna succeed, but I think I just don't want everybody to be uncomfortable,
right,
with where they are in life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's like the only thing I'm hesitant about. It's like, how can I make everybody comfortable to the point where everybody kind of forgets what they do outside of being where we are. You get what I'm saying?
I know exactly.
Yeah, man, because it's like people don't like coming around because of what society deems as an unsuccessful person or an unsuccessful job or whatever the case may be. But
or you don't want to deal with the person that think they are elevated above you.
Right. And it's like, where do we find that balance, and how can that balance be encouraged? But back to the accountability, because I know we talk about this shit all the time. Accountability. And I think the more we talk about it, the more it gets internalized, and the more it's like, yo, my brother said he want me to hold him accountable. God damn it, I'm gonna do it. Sometimes I think I've ignored a few times when I was supposed to hold my brother accountable. I think I've ignored it, not because I didn't know how to do it, but more so because I didn't know how to do it.
Sometimes you just don't want to have that conversation. Like,
it's tough.
Yeah, it's just like,
It's like, and then it's like, who's around? It's like, me trying to pull him to the side may not be, it may not be may not be in the best person's interest. It's just a whole bunch of shit that goes into that.
Yeah.
But back to, wait, what I got here? Okay, hold on, y'all. I'm looking at my notes right now. Okay. Back to creating that space where love can really live. You know what I'm saying? How can you, Shaheed, create a space where love can live? Regardless of what space that's in. Regardless of what space it is, friends, family, how can you create that space and maintain that space? Not just create it, but maintain it too.
Create that space where love can live. I think I just got to stay true to who I am. You know what I mean? Like, we talked about this on one of the previous podcasts where it was like, when you asked, how do I want to be loved? And I said, I want to be loved through understanding. Once you understand me, because I know I make a lot of people uncomfortable. Like with my energy, my presence, you don't know, like, is he upset? Is he angry? Why is he so distant? But once you realize, like, nah, that's just who he is. Like, once I realized, like, this is just who we are as a unit, you can be who you are. Giselle can be who he is. Me, Tyrone, Trey, and it's just easy. Where we don't, you know what I mean? Like,
nah, y'all be getting mad at y'all, even though I know who y'all are. Y'all be, it's like, yo, go ahead, bro. What? I understand what you're saying, but y'all be fuck. Okay.
But it's a certain freedom that we have.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean? And within the where there's freedom, anything can grow. Love, anything. You know what I mean? Because there's freedom.
I like that. Well said, man. Hey, man. Hey, you ever just been so proud of your loved one, you just don't really know what to say? I'm proud of you, bro. I think that was well said. Where there's freedom, love can grow. That's dope. That's a bar. Fuck a bar. That's like
So
I'm gonna write a poem and I'm gonna write it, bro, for real. I'm gonna write one. I just got inspired to write a poem based on freedom and love being able to grow within that. Real shit. So, okay. So, I'm gonna write that down actually. So, as we are continuing this wonderful conversation, creating a space where love can dwell, I think it's about being able to make those loved ones that aren't as comfortable with love and aren't as comfortable with sharing that love with their loved ones, just creating a space for that, man. Because I know there's been times when it's like, yo, I don't wanna tell her I love her, or I don't wanna tell my brother I love him, just based on I don't know how you're gonna respond, and I don't wanna be uncomfortable. But fuck that, I'm gonna make myself uncomfortable in hopes that you be like, yo, Steve gonna be Steve, man. Let me just say this shit back to him. He gonna keep saying it. He gonna keep saying it to the point where, yo, it's just gonna become second nature. I think love has to be second nature. It seems like you would think it's already second nature, but I be just paying attention to how people, to how I even move, to how my loved ones move, and it's like, yo, man, I think he needs to hear it, like love. He needs to hear it. He needs to feel it. And I think when you said love you through understanding, this is my question. Do you think we ever get to a point where we fully understand who we are as individuals?
Never. It's evolution. We forever evolve. We grow, and that's the beauty of it. Because if there was an end point, there's no challenge no more. There's no like, it's just you done. You know what I mean? And it's just like you drift off, you go somewhere else. Your attention is you looking for something new.
Looking for something new. So, in the midst of salute Triple Beam, in the midst of looking for something new, is anything really new though? Right? When I say is anything really new, do you feel like when you see something on first glance that may be new, do you feel like it's been introduced to you before and you weren't ready for it? Or do you feel like it's actually new?
That's deep. It definitely can be introduced to you before and you weren't ready for it, or it could be the same exact thing you had, just repackaged. Like,
repackaged. I think, we're gonna take keep the lights coming. We're gonna take a brief, just real quick, man. Follow us on our personal page, on our Instagram, Everybody's Right. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Everybody's Right. You can put in Everybody's Right podcast, and you'll see myself and my good brother Shaheed. We'll be right there. Okay, we're gonna jump back in, man. I think we almost at an hour. We might be at a little over an hour. I'm not really entirely sure, but as we continue to proceed and give the people what they need, I think when we're creating a space of love and creating a space where dialogue can improve. Thank you, sir. Where dialogue can improve an individual's perspective. What's the easiest conversation you've ever had to have with yourself? The easiest one.
The easiest one? It goes back to, like you said, identifying your greatness. Like, and not being afraid of it. Like, I don't give a fuck if my greatness makes you uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because if my greatness makes you uncomfortable, you haven't tapped into your greatness. Like, I tell people all the time, like, it's very seldom that I'm going to be in a room and feel uncomfortable in the presence of another individual because I'm tapped into who I am. So it's like, if I make you feel uncomfortable and I'm just being who I am, you haven't tapped into your greatness yet. You haven't tapped into who you are. I think that's been the easiest conversation for me. As Zell said, his financial situation.
Okay.
That's the easiest?
That's the easiest?
Yeah, man. That's exactly. That was the one I got in my pocket right now.
The easiest for me, I think, it's just a lot. Yo, it's just like, I'm gonna see that positivity. That's easy for me. That's easy for me. I can't really explain it, man. I don't know, but that's easy for me. Now, what's the hardest conversation you've had to have with yourself?
Hardest.
At 32.
It's the bend. Like, get out your own way. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you could still be here. You could still be present if you just move over a little bit. Like, you know what I mean?
A little slight shit.
Like, like I occupy space. You know what I mean? But it's just like, yo, just move over. You know what I mean? Like, move over. That's been the hardest conversation for me. It's just like, move over, shift a little bit, pivot. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I picked up my phone. Like, I just reached out and apologized to somebody. Like, I got out my own way. Like, I've been through.
Come on, man. Hey,
you know
we out here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And hey, you know what? I'm gonna say what my hardest thing is, but you know, the hardest thing to do, the most satisfying thing to do, the most fulfilling thing to do, is to apologize. It's one of those things where it's like a whole bunch of different shit just wrapped up into one thing. It's hard. It's fulfilling. It's all of that shit. But once you do it, it's like, all right, man, fuck.
Yeah.
Damn, that's all I had to do.
Back.
Nah, real shit. It's like, damn, that's all I was needed. That's it. So for me, my hardest thing is stop thinking my past like really determines my future. Like real shit. Because I've done so much shit. I've just been so abusive of my power and how I manipulated women in my past. How I was bugged out. But I had a really hard time with understanding, like,
it's really power.
Right. And it's like, once I like really realized, like, I gotta chill out.
Yeah.
My life has been better, number one. But that's something I used to struggle with. Like, Steve, who you were doesn't determine who you're going to be. That's the main thing I've struggled with, for sure. Without question.
And you gotta be careful. You don't wanna you don't wanna find yourself like overcompensating or not doing something now based on something you did in your past. It's like, your past is your past. That's not who you are. You know what I mean? Your past made you who you are today.
Yeah.
Like the good, the bad, the ugly.
For about people what? Oh, we lit. Hey, appreciate the count.
Appreciate it.
We live.
Hey, this is the best engineer in the world.
Hey, he in the background showing us whatever he showed us. I thought he was trying to say that's how many people I've been with, like 45 people. You know what I mean? I did that in like 1 month. No bullshit. All right, but anyway, we passed that. I think hey, real shit. Salute, Raina. Hey, real shit, man. I think let me stop saying I think. I know that without what we've been through, I'm gonna speak for both of us, but yeah, without what we've been through, we couldn't have been able to get to where we are.
Right.
Because I think the past, man, I know some people don't like talking about their past, but I think it's so important. Not really for the person you're talking to, but for you. Yeah. I've realized that when I talk about my past, I'm able to
you grow so much in your present. Like, I literally feel myself improving as I'm talking about my past, being transparent about my past.
100%. And in the midst of, I don't know what the eyes are for.
And it's like you remove that hold that people try to have on you. Like they try to, it's like,
And Charlamagne said something that's always resonated with me. It's like people to try to use. What did he be saying? People to try to use your past against you, but when you acknowledge it,
it's
like,
I don't
know the wording, but
it's like they don't have anything to.
Facts.
It's like, I did that. Yeah, like.
Now what?
Yeah.
Where we go from here?
Yeah.
That's been like my slogan. Where we go from here? Okay, so. Right. I remember I was talking to a young lady and I was talking to her about my past, and it made her so uncomfortable to the point where she lost interest. Mm-hmm. Now, I think I respect it because she verbalized it. I respect it 100%. But you played yourself, shorty. You played yourself. Not because I'm this great, awesome man. Well, I am this great, awesome man. But you missed out on an opportunity to talk about your past because mine made you uncomfortable.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Let me cross my.
That was heavy, bro.
Fuck, man. Hey, look, I don't know what's happening right now. I don't know what's happening, but something's happening. You know what I mean? Something's happening, and it's like the universe is creating these sectors. Yeah. It's like, they in their bag. Right, you feel me? You feel me, Kanae? She bugged. All right, now. Yeah.
I just got that.
Yeah, facts. Super played herself. Anyway, so look, right? So, well, she didn't really play herself. Anyway, so, okay. Now we're going to talk about how what you did or have done has affected you in a positive way, right? Let me give you an example. You get what I'm saying, or you want me to give an example? Okay.
It just created more discipline for me. Like, for me, I look at my past And it's just like I'm so grateful that the shit that I was doing when I was 19 to about 24, 25.
Hey, hold on real quick. Do you remember? Can you like when you go back to when you was 19? Do you vividly see yourself, or is it kind of like shaky?
That shit is like
Clear as a fucking crystal fucking clear, huh? God damn. Okay, go ahead.
Bro.
That shit is wild,
it's
bro.
Like it's crazy. Like it's like I'm in those moments. Like yo, what were you doing here? Like
He was in the shower, like yo, you was bugged, Steve.
But
what the fuck, bro?
But I'm so grateful like that it happened in those moments because I look at dudes like yo, bro,
you 30, bro.
you think that shit is tight? Like it's yeah. I'm so because it's like now we at that age, bro, where they this is the best bunch of women at around this age group
from about 28 to about, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So it's just
facts.
like, so if you not on that, in that groove, in that rhythm with the women like I spoke about earlier, you are missing out. And that's why it's just like, yo, you 32 stressing over a 23-year-old because it's like you ain't found that rhythm.
Wicked.
Yeah, you ain't found that rhythm. And
It's
it's
different
like,
type of shit I got.
yeah.
Fuck 23.
So, yeah, it's like,
Yo, she.
yeah.
If outside was open, she'd be in the club busting it open, son. Not that that's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying the mindset. It's about the mentality, and I think the mentality of an individual, like kind of not even supersedes. I think the mentality of an individual lets you know everything about them. Mm-hmm. I did a podcast a couple of weeks ago, as I was telling you about, and we talked about materialistic things. Well, they talked about materialistic things, and I was sitting there like, yo, they played me. How the fuck? I don't even know how to have this conversation because it doesn't resonate. Like, what? I need something that's gonna stimulate me, and I'm just not stimulated. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, how can I be stimulated? First, how can I stimulate myself? Right? I think how I stimulate myself. I like reflecting my past a lot, bro, because I'm proud of myself. You know what I'm saying? I remember I was in the mirror.
You could see the growth. Like, I could see the growth from when I was 19, 23, 26, 28, and now at 32. Right. Like, you could see, like, okay.
The elevation.
Because it gets me excited. Like, damn, I can't wait to 35, 40, 45.
Yeah. And now I've gotten to a point where, like, yo, man, I gotta get some little me's running around, man. Not that I got anybody. My girlfriend's not pregnant. No, she's not. But I'm saying, it's definitely things we've talked about. And it's definitely things that, you know, we are aligned in how we want to proceed and bringing a young man or woman into the world and what that's gonna look like. Because as I work with kids, yo, man, it's like we get to go behind the scenes, so to speak. And it's like, yo, if I'd be a fool not to take what I've learned behind the scenes and put it into its proper perspective. Because, yo, our kids out here hurting, man. Right. And that's because their parents is hurting. Mm-hmm. But nobody deals with their hurt.
They deal with it, it's just in not the correct way. Yeah.
Right. Nobody's dealing with it in a way to where it can be beneficial to anything. Right. And I know it's a word that we like, trauma. Nobody's dealing with their trauma. Nobody. Not the people I'm talking about. They're not dealing with it in a healthy way.
Right.
What was the last?
It turns into like, this is just who I am. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
It just, that shit.
And I'm stuck there.
Yeah.
And I don't want you to try to get me out because I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
I was that person. Like, I'm gonna keep having sex with her. That's just who I am. I'm numbing my pain because I'm in pain. But I didn't want to acknowledge the pain that I was in.
Right.
Because I didn't think I was in no pain until I got to be about 25. I was like, yo, Steve, you was out here hurting, kid. You was out here hurting. How did you deal with your trauma and your pain? Not pain, trauma.
Acknowledge it. Like, identify it. Like,
when you acknowledge it, how do you do it? You verbally, you write it down. What's your process?
I verbalize it. Like one of my most traumatic experiences in my life. Like, I went to school the next day. That shit was just so normal for me. Mm-hmm. And it took one of my former players. He had been begging me to just pick my brain, hang out with me. Yeah. Dude, 19 years old. My former player, he's like, Coach, have you like, what are some of your childhood, like, have you ever had any traumatic experiences? And my immediate response was to be like, nah, you know, I grew up cool, and I thought back on it like, and then I expressed to him what my traumatic experience was, and like it took a 18, 19-year-old to unlock a 31-year-old's like, and then after that, the floodgates just opened, and I was just feeling so much better about myself, like speaking about my trauma that I didn't even identify as trauma for. It happened to me when I was 15, 16, up until like, shit, it was damn near 15 years. That I just had that locked in, and you know, and other people are catching that. Like, you know what I mean?
Feeling
it?
Yeah. I think the more we talk about that trauma, it's like, yo, man, when was the last time you like, yo, I'm a reflect, and I'm gonna allow my emotions to take me wherever they take me.
Oh man, I've been like, well, I mean, you know, with my aunt transitioning, I got the call Sunday. I went home. I called him for work, like, just to get away. And now I didn't even know I needed that I had been just moving, working.
Prior to or?
Prior to.
Okay.
And then that Monday that I took, I just needed, not even just for my aunt, just for me, myself, just to release, like just to let go. And then the picture that you see posted on my Instagram, like I was just, you know, looking at family photos and everything, and then just that picture, it just all just came out.
Yeah.
Like it just, and I just let it go, cause it you know, it was in spots. It was like, you know, I have a little moment here, a moment there, but then when I saw that picture of me and her, it just like, it just went, and I just, you know, just let it.
Yeah, like, I'm proud of you, bro.
But I've been, you know, I've been on that for the past couple years, where it's just like, yo, if you feel it coming, let it go, let it out.
That's you know what I mean? Oh, that's another thing I struggle with too. I won't sit in it. I sat in it like a month ago, but like that was like the first time I've just sat in it in probably like a very long time. Yeah. And afterwards, I just felt so like that's all you need to do, Steve. Calm yourself, center yourself. And I think I'm not comfortable with centering myself because I feel like I gotta be strong for everybody. Not really understanding that my strength it may be that, but it's not just that.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah, man.
Like, you know, my situation a couple years ago, I found strength in being weak. Right. Yo, I don't know who I am right now. I don't have it. I'm fucked up. Like, and at the moment that I let go and stopped trying to have control over everything, I came back to, like, I felt whole again. You know what I mean? Like, and that was one of the strongest moments for me in life, was when I was okay with just being weak. Like, you know, needing somebody, depending on somebody. Like, yo, I need to talk to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So. And it's good that you say that, man. I think a lot of times, especially when I talk to my women friends, when I used to, they don't call me no more, but when I used to talk to they don't, bro. When I used to talk to my women friends, they would all, like, this, like a sentiment was, I don't want to have to depend on no man, right? Or I don't want to have to depend on nobody for my happiness, and I share that same sentiment. But then it's like, but what's wrong with that?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's like, now that we get older, now we start understanding, like, we start living life and start developing certain feelings and certain understandings. It's like, yo, it's like nothing wrong with that.
At all.
I think if you just have to depend on yourself for the rest of your existence.
Not because, we beat up on ourselves so much to where it's just like, hey, yo, let Steve handle that for you. Yeah. Steve can do that. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Where it's just, it's nothing for Steve to just give you some kind, positive words.
Yeah.
But it's nothing for Denzel to do what he does. It's nothing for Tyrone Trey. It's like, but
I agree.
We want to have it all, and it's just like, yo, you don't need that much weight on you right now.
Man. And I think, facts. I think a very powerful moment happened in the group chat the other day as we were on FaceTime. I saw it to be a very
that was dope. Like,
yeah.
That was dope.
I'm gonna talk about leading up to what you're talking about though. So we all got off the car, right? And Denzel, I'm gonna say his name. Denzel stayed on, And does not really stay on for nothing else other than just staying on, right? But in the midst of him staying on, our other good brother, he comes in and he's just letting it out, right? And in the midst of him letting it out, it's like I get on the car, I'm like, oh fuck, here we go. I'm gonna be honest, this was my initial mentality, and I apologize to my good brother for feeling that way, but this is what it was. I'm gonna be honest with myself. It was like, fuck, what's going on now?
Right.
But as I continued to listen, and I owe it to my brother to listen, man. He don't need me to say shit. I owe it to him to listen, and I had to apologize because I was wrong. Regardless of what I thought or how I felt, how it made him feel, I was wrong for that. My intention wasn't to make him feel the way I made him feel. And I think just fast forward into y'all situation, in y'all conversation, I think making that space, creating that space.
And that's not what I'm talking about. Mine was when we was just talking and, you know, and then all of a sudden Trey popped up.
Oh,
right.
But
it's like, yo, it was like, what the fuck? Where the fuck he come from? Right, facts.
But, like, that was my moment where it was just like, you gotta bend.
Yeah.
Steve is holding you accountable. Denzel's holding you accountable. You looking at yourself in the FaceTime and it's just like, they not gonna let up.
Nope.
So
we gonna be on this call
and then shit, here we go. He popped up. It's like now, and it wasn't even, it made me feel good because I know how much he needed that. So it was a dope moment.
That moment where where you bended for somebody else, regardless of how you felt about whatever you needed to bend on.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I'm gonna be honest, bro. Initially, it was like, "Hey, you're my man.
Right.
It ain't that deep.
Right.
But just cause it's not that deep to me, doesn't mean it shouldn't be that deep for him." Right. And hey man, JD can't. Hey, I'm gonna be honest, broski. you gotta tune into the YouTube when we drop it, bro. We was in a different type of biggity bag. Facts. But what we talking about right now?
The moment we had.
Oh, right. We were talking about creating spaces for love and creating space for understanding, creating space for development. Oh, thanks, bro. Okay. Do you think you'll be, from D. Blair, Salute King, do you think you will be able to stop outside the hurt during the holidays and love the ones around you harder? Hey, man, D. Blair, man, it's tough, bro. I'm not going to act like it ain't tough. I do it. You know what I'm saying? I don't be one of the people that always feel like they got to ask me how I'm doing. Because that's typically, but that's the thing, though. I think I got to be okay with people asking me how I'm doing, especially if I announce how I feel at certain times.
Right.
So I got to be more welcoming. You know what I'm saying? So, nah, man.
I was having a conversation with someone this week.
Yeah.
And she was saying, like, you know, she was kind of going through some of the same things I was going through. And I was like, you know, she was feeling a way about the type of love she was receiving.
From who?
Just from her close circle, her loved ones. Like, she felt like they weren't really there for her like they should be. Mm-hmm. But I was just like, you know, we have to look ourselves in the mirror because, like, for example, when my traumatic experience happened to me, I was mad at so many different people around me, and it's just like, yo, Shaheed, you kept that a secret. You didn't tell that to nobody. You expected all this, you expected all this love and sorrow, and only like a few people know about what took place. So I was just, you know, tapping into her like, yo, maybe our loved ones are taking us for our word. And when they ask you like, yo, how you doing? And oh, I'm all right. And it's just like, oh, they all right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like we gotta really be real. Like, I'm not doing well.
Fucked up.
Yeah.
I'm mentally fucked up right now. Not saying I'm gonna be here forever.
Right.
But right now, as you ask me in this, hey, I just need to vent. Can you listen? You know what I'm saying? And I think that we gotta start just saying that. I need to get some shit off. Can you listen? You know what I mean? And I think it's power in listening, man. And I'm not always great at it, but I have improved over years for sure. Mm-hmm. I have improved and I'm continuing to improve. It's like, yo, like you're going through something. You want to get it off? We got to be able to, JD, it was more so we was talking about our love for black women. We were talking about how powerful they are as individuals. We was talking about all that, bro, and it was great, bro, real shit. So, okay, all right. We're going to be coming to an end pretty shortly.
We got to be mindful of the time.
We'll have to be mindful of the time. That shit don't stop. Oh, yeah. You're getting ready. All right, so we appreciate y'all.
Pretzel bag.
We appreciate y'all for tuning in. Salute, Queen. Holding space for one another. Yeah. A lot of people know how to just listen without trying to fix it. And I don't even think we be trying to fix the situation. I just think yeah, you're right. That's what it is. You're right. You're right, Lucretia. It is trying to fix the situation. It definitely is, for sure. We appreciate y'all tuning in. Keep them lights coming. Again, follow us on Instagram. Everybody's right. Hey, man, I want to at least get 5 new follows.
And subscribe to the YouTube.
Can we at least get 5 new follows on the Instagram page? 10 new subscribers?
And engage in the comment section too. A lot of people text me and they want to engage.
Facts.
Engage in the comment section. We'll talk back.
Maybe. Depending on what you say. Don't be bugged out. Now I'm just playing. You can be as bugged out as you want. Make sure, hey, before we disembark just means leave. Before we disembark, man.
Follow Wish You Would Creations.
Right.
And,
on Instagram.
Yeah.
She got it popping out here. And also, make sure you are creating that space to love people, man. To receive love and to give love. It's important, man. We losing people every day. You never know when it's gonna be your loved one's last day. You just never. I hate that I gotta say that, but it is what it is. You just never know. Make sure you're giving that love and make sure you're opening yourself up to receive it as well. Thank y'all for tuning in. It's love, peace, and blessings.